The houses on the hillside and hostile.
Show people that there is still good left in this world, not only the bad thing.
We're leaving Haifa and going towards Nazareth.
They supported the temple with olive oil, rich with olives. And so, if we drive up there certain roads, I've been on those roads in the past, you pass by olive groves, and the olive groves are over, some of the olives there are over 3,000 years old. More than 3,000 years old. Olive trees can live to 3,000 easily, alright? So we're not exaggerating when we say that olives are 2,000 or 3,000. And we have, it was picked by the Benedictines for the place of the sacrifice. Concerning Nazareth, you have to take all these buildings out. You really have to take all the buildings out completely out. There were no houses. There were no houses. People in general lived in caves. Nazareth was not on a highway. And when I say it was not on a highway, only a little track that led to this little village that was not important. And nobody ever went through Nazareth. And you came to Nazareth only if you had business in Nazareth. And when you have only about 500 people, what business do you have in Nazareth? So you see, here we have a little place in a valley, not on these hills. And where you see houses like his scattered everywhere, everybody must get a license to build. But no city plan, it's Arab. Then you have a whole new area that was built after 1948. The new Nazareth is the Jewish city and it's linked. But we have a Greek Orthodox church where there is a spring. And that's the only authentic site. It is called the Annunciation also, but at least that is one spot where Jesus, the Lord, and, for example, Mary during her pregnancy, before her pregnancy and after, would go to the spring to fetch water to the town, to her home. Jesus, as a boy, would have done the same thing. To help his mother, he would go and fill his jar with water, And we talk only about Capernaum being the town of Jesus. It's because that's where he started his public ministry, you see, for everybody in the wide open. But we'll talk about these subjects later. Before we go to the church, I'm going to the cliffs of Nazareth, where they wanted to throw Jesus off the cliffs of Nazareth. And besides, we don't have much in the Bible about Nazareth. Alright? Jesus was reading from the book of Isaiah. They ran after Jesus, they wanted to throw him off the cliffs of Nazareth. Alright? And the Bible speaks more of Capernaum, the town of Jesus. So we will have a beautiful view overlooking the Armageddon and Mount Tabor. Beautiful. And then we and there was a church on the right up there in memory of where the young boys ran after Jesus to throw him out. More to the left, in the valley deep, is where Nazareth was. The trucks made also here on the right. Or the Armageddon. And now we come to the Jewish side, ahead of us. And you can see it is more neat, with a city plan, with maps, and it is so only because the government builds it. So what we have right here is another view for the Armageddon. This is a very nice view because you are right in the middle of the Armageddon. You have, first of all, Mount Tabor in front of us to the right. Mount Tabor in front of us to the right. That is the Mount of Transfiguration, an old tradition from the 4th century. But many scholars also believe that maybe it was on Mount Hermon. Then also, that is the place where Deborah had her camp against the Philistines. When you look to the right in the valley, you see some white area that has been dug with some trees to the right over there. That's where we had Endor, and the witch of Endor lived there. Then we have the mountain on the right. You see the mountain, all that mountain? Forget the new modern city that is Jewish from 1926. But in the middle of it, there is a small village. Do you see it, few houses? In the middle of the mountain, down at the foot, right in the center. That's the little village of Nain, where Jesus Christ, as he was entering the village, he met with the funeral of the widow's son, and he brought him back to life. Exactly the other side of the hill, facing that village, the other side, that's where we have Shunem, and the story of the Shunammite woman, where Elisha brought back to life the son of the Shunammite woman. When you look at the modern city, up there is a water tower. Do you see the water tower? The modern city up. The other side of the water tower, there is another mountain. That's the Gilboa mountain where Saul killed himself. Where Saul killed himself after he lost his battle in this valley, the Armageddon. Please, if you want a picture, a good picture, you have to go out there.
This is at the foot of Mount Transfiguration, little village below. Notice all the houses are basically the same. You hear me crunching, I'm eating a lollipop. The Valley of Jezreel, or the Valley of Armageddon. On the other end, we saw earlier the Valley of Armageddon from the top of Mount Carmel. Now we're looking at it from Nazareth, from the city of Nazareth, across the valley. Another shot of the right end of the little village. I had to move around some trees to get this, some bushes. But notice how fertile the land is. Very interesting area. Very emotional area. You can just feel the presence and the Spirit of God when you come to this place.
Oh, you see Moses up there in the burning bushes below him, and he's shouting at the children. Jethro is over there. He's telling Jethro, what happened? The big church over there, down in the valley, not up there, those are monasteries only. But the big one down in the valley, now we see the top of it again. That is called the Annunciation. There, back. Now you see the big wall. It's the Catholic Church that was built by the Vatican and finished 1967 for the طلع مع أحلى غادي. لف اللفة هنا
Greek Orthodox Church.
لف على اليمين. أيوة. محظوظين يعني.
Yeah. I've been in the room.
Yeah. Just go ahead.
Oh, geez. I thought McKenna just
Annunciation.
Church on the Annunciation. Beautiful. Awesome. Even the feeling.
Oh, I've got to have a picture of that.
Lift your piano. Lift your piano.
I hope you lift your piano. I hope my wife was.
Come on down. So you have the new church up there. The walls have been painted recently, about 10 years ago. I remember when they had the scaffolds and they were painting them. Then you have the iconostas. It's original, made out of cedars. Inside the iconostas, which is icons from icons, inside you have the altar where the service is taking place. Now what we have right here, this is the Crusader, and we have the Byzantine. The spring itself comes from the cave, which is the other side, and flows this way out through that hole, and then underground there are pipes that carries the water into the valley. Now if anybody wants to drink, we have the waterman right here.
Yep.
He'll help you out. You take your pictures of the spring which is down there, the only spring in this village. And on the way out, if anybody wants to leave donations for the church, and this church depends on donations, $1 or whatever you have. If you want to, there's a box ahead before the door on the right.